Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for whatever sign is in the title because it's a bulk introduction. There will be a timestamp down below in the description so that once you've seen the introduction once, you can fast forward ahead of it. And the reason I say that is because you want to watch more than one. This is for the full moon. So you want to watch your sun sign, naturally, the I am. You want to watch the rising sign, the I am becoming. But obviously, it's the full moon. You maybe want to watch your moon sign. There may be other areas of your chart you want to look at anyway. So, it's a general reading for the sign in the title down there. Now, this is the full moon in Pisces at 10 degrees Pisces. Now, a full moon is all about opposition. Moon opposed sun. So what I like to look at in these gods at play readings are what gods are supporting you and lifting you up, and what gods or what god forms the archons take as they are trying to suppress you and keep you limited and in fear and in need and in want and incomplete and all of that, you know, all of the most anti-new age and probably pro-consumerism stuff that you can think of. Now, these are God cards. By their very nature, these readings are dramatic. It is symbolic. And so much fun, but it is symbolic. What I would like to look at beforehand is the actual full moon itself. I mean, it's in Pisces. It's the big spiritual full moon, which interestingly, Neptune at 20 degrees Pisces, so 10 degrees away, so not really even a full conjunction. However, 20 degrees Pisces for Neptune is the natal Neptune of AU8 of the Order of the Golden Dawn. So this is a great full moon for all the other symbolisms aside, and they echo this as well. This is a great full moon for spiritual development. I mean, this is a great season for spiritual development, but especially with this full moon, magical exploration. Magical exercises to get to know further layers of yourself. Now, I could wax lyrical about the astrology of it, but chances are I could get things wrong because I'm still learning my way around astrology and will be for another 5 or 6 years yet. And down in the description, there is a link to the Facebook page for this group where I have already posted oodles of relevant videos from the YouTube astrologers about this full moon, and I will keep posting them as I find them once I've watched them myself and absorbed them all. So yeah, come and join the Facebook page. It's well worth it. Obviously, being a YouTuber, I'd like you to like, share, subscribe and comment. But I want to look at the symbols of the moon. The other thing is, with this moon, it's, now if I remember this correctly, I think it's Uranus. Uranus is trying something. I'll be able to tell you. Uranus is trying something and sextile something else. Let's just bring that information up. Bear with me. Because this is, yeah, it is sextile the moon. Oh, of course it is. 10 degrees Taurus, and trine the sun. So there's a beautiful triangle of energy there between the two luminaries and Uranus. This is a time, people call this time in history the Great Awakening. I'm not entirely sold on that idea, to be quite honest. However, certainly this full moon offers a great revealing in your personal lives, in your love life, in the workplace, in the political landscape, in your spiritual self. And certainly that is why I mentioned about AU8, 20 degrees Pisces of Neptune. You can invite that revealing in, if that is what you wish to do. Now, make your own mind up on that one. Now, the degree reading from Inside Degrees, so Chandra symbols I think they're called, I'm taking Pisces 11 because 10 degrees, let me see, the full moon is at 10 degrees 11 minutes I think, so basically it's in the 11th degree. So Pisces 11, a high crumbling wall. It is part of a ruin and covered with ivy. Power is stored in the earth at primal quickening points. Often in these places, humanity erects monuments to its own folly. Eventually these things merge into the landscape and everything comments upon everything else, being held between the earth's wise presence and humanity's dim apprehension of what is really involved here. One side of the feeling, nature is so intuitive and psychically astute that you are harbouring advanced gifts that can serve the earth evolution in staggering ways. On that note, a couple of astrologers have been talking about us accessing our superpowers, however you want to define that. The peace dealer being one of them, but in the more restrained side, Ksenia Moore said much the same in her recent full moon thing, again posted on my Facebook page. Right, another side of the feeling nature is contorted with reactions, judgments and condemnations of the collective trends of humanity and of the weakness of the human flesh. One more interjection, look at the news. These objections and rejections of the human scene rebound upon the self and poison the psychic faculties. It is only when you heal and forgive and renounce the minor key irritable voice, inside and out, that the flood tide of burgeoning awareness of what is arising in this earth with all its ripples can wipe away the false structures and foster the new birth, the tuned in and blessings focused outlook and in luck. Now the Omega symbol of this is 3 undines guarding a golden treasure at the bottom of a river. That river is the river of change. The undines are the water nymphs, or well, water spirits. Golden treasure to be unearthed in the flow of change. But going back to that Chandra symbol, it reminds me of a thing in the Course of Miracles. With all of the division and what either side of the fence you fall on, with everything that's going on in America, in Mauritius, in Poland, in so many places across the world. Whatever side of the fence that you fall on, when you are tempted to judge and condemn the others, it's A Course of Miracles would say it's okay, because everybody is playing the lesson, everybody is playing the role that they agreed to play before coming here. Everybody is learning the lessons that they, well, hopefully, or is being confronted with the lessons, let's put it that way, that they agreed to before they came here. So if you despair at the evil Trump voters or the lunatic libtards, whichever, then let that go. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what's right for them. And it's only with that acceptance can the true revelation bubble up to the surface, I suppose. Can that golden treasure rise out of the river. So I think I've waffled enough hippie hoo-ha so far. So let me bring up the cards. Just before I bring the cards up, there's one thing that I neglected to mention, is that this whole full moon is occurring with the backdrop of Mars square Saturn. And that shows that wanting to drive forward energy, but having our limitations being pointed out to us. Now, a few minutes have passed since I filmed the last bit, and I've just spent a lot of time thinking about it. I firmly believe in all the hippie claptrap that I just came out with. But it's not okay to shoot people. It is okay to fight back against those things that you find abhorrent. It is okay to demonstrate. It is... So, whereas I'm saying, oh, achieve this Zen-like state of non-judgmentalism, at no point does that say stop fighting for a better world. It's just, I do believe what I said, but I find it hard to put it into the real world sometimes, because in the current climate, it sounds facile. And it's something I've been struggling with the entire time of this channel. Because, as I have mentioned, I'm a political animal. I keep abreast of politics a lot, and I have opinions, and I can't help but have opinions. And under that Course of Miracles philosophy, me having opinions is okay, and other people having opinions is okay. But I have to draw the line at shooting people. But I think, I only hope that this Mars square Saturn works to the betterment of society, where that driving forward force on the side that I would find morally questionable is restrained, held back, thwarted, forced to reconsider, which is all what this Mars square Saturn, Mars retrograde square Saturn, then Mars square Saturn again, is supposed to be about. As I say, the astrologers can talk about it far better than me. Go and have a look on my Facebook page for the channel to see their videos. And don't forget, there is also an inbox where you can contact me directly if you are looking for a personal reading. And this time I really, really will bring the cards up, I promise. And welcome Taurus Rising and Taurus Moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp. Now, I'm going to start this time with the gods that are lifting you up. We have Kanunos with shapeshifting, Eos with new beginnings, goddess of the dawn. This is you're the second reading, obviously, and this is the second time she's appeared, although she was over here last time. Helen of Troy with beauty, Arachne with hubris, and Persephone with transformation. You have the opportunity right now to really transform your life, by the looks of it. You know, I did say these readings were dramatic. But this is going to be transforming your life in a way that is fiercely independent. You need to do your thing and take responsibility for doing your thing. The archontic masks of the gods that are trying to suppress you. We have Jisoo with support, Hades with the underworld, Shili-Nagig with gateways, Serdwin with inspiration, and Hera with relating. What this is telling me is that it's almost like somebody is coming to you and is going to offer some form of solution. Some form of solution. They're saying that you need to dive into quite possibly some deep-rooted problem, some deep-rooted issue, and they will help you through it. They will provide you with the tools and the gateways to travel through to overcome this, so that you are relating to those around you better. Sounds great, doesn't it? It's a trap. Because as I said in the previous reading, this top row is always a trap. So it's almost like, no, you have to change who you are and who you appear to be to create a new beginning. But you have to aim for the stars. You have to decide, I am going to be a completely different person. And you don't need them tools to delve into your own personal underworld, your own personal shadow side, because the tools that it looks like they're offering for you don't do anything but mire you in that underworld and cement you in that shadow side. Let's see what the tarot have got to add to this. Yes, because it's almost like they are offering the perfect solution. And yet it just doesn't seem right to be going over the work that you've quite possibly already done, to be quite honest. Yes, now is the time to put all those things aside. There was an astrological, aspect. It might have been a conjunction, I can't remember now. But it was talking about releasing karma that wasn't yours earlier this year. And the reason I also feel it's a lie, we have from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, Halthus with falsehood. And I'm not feeling good about either, the angel here is Hahamaya, with ritual and ceremony. And they feel like it's a lot of fuss about nothing. It's something that looks great and has no substance. It's something that you know what there is to overcome. You know what it is. You don't need it explored. You don't need it explained. You don't need all the individual steps within it to be explained and detailed for you. You know very, very well. But you can take the fact that you have been through this, whatever it is, and say, right, no more. I am going to war with that aspect of myself, or conversely, I am just dumping that aspect of myself. Because it is season, it is time for a new beginning. It is time for the wish fulfillment that is offered to you for you to grab. And it's not like some magical wish fulfillment. It's like you do it yourself. You stand on your own 2 feet and you're going, no, don't worry. I've got this. You go and mind your own business and I will mind mine. And we will be fine. But that also implies that during this full moon, or during these full moon energies, you have a wonderful chance to redefine yourself. Now, the downside of that is that to take advantage of it, you have to redefine yourself. But that is something that you can surge ahead with. This isn't something that is going to happen to you or even for you. This is something that you have to do yourself, and you will find that the energies, it feels like a bit of a hard slog. Because if you look at Helen of Troy, she didn't have it easy. She ended up with her nation in war. Arachne is, I can't quite remember the legend off the top of my head, but it didn't end well for her either. But it shows a struggle, and it shows that you can build a wonderful structure with very good reasons. With this Nine of Wands, now let's find out what sort of creature this Nine of Wands is, because it looks like a griffin, but you never know with this deck. Yeah, it's a griffin, a giant one at that. Which there's a wonderful nobility I always feel with griffins, but then again, I'm British and it's part of the royal crest, so I will do. But I always feel that griffins are creatures that can fly anywhere, which is probably, again, an imprint from colonialist programming that I've received being English, but hey ho, let's just stick with the symbol right now. But that they can, it's almost like they can fly from world to world, and that they are fiercely, fiercely loyal. And this Knight of Wands has a sphinx on a block of stone flying through the cosmos. See if I can get this camera to actually behave itself somehow. Yeah, it's not working, is it? So there is a doorway opened up by you changing your shape, forcing your own transformation, and making sure that you are going to transform into what you want to be, not under the hands, however well-meaning they may be, of somebody else. Because they will try to shape you into what they believe is a healed you. Now, what they believe is a healed you and what you know is a healed you can be two different things. So, to quote the Trojan war legend, beware of Greeks bearing gifts. Beware of someone saying, I can help you sort this. When almost it doesn't need sorting. It needs abandoning. It needs being put down and say, yeah, no more. I can make a choice about what gateways I am going to go through, and I am also going to be very aware about what gateways around me are constructed by lies. And you may find that some of the relating that it's hinted that you may want to solve, you may want to just give up on. Oh, that's cheerful, isn't it? But this bottom row has got a wonderful energy to it. It's a very combative energy to it. I'm reminded Eos in Heroic Publishing Comics is a heroine called Flare, who could be a little argumentative and a little confrontational. And more power to her, to be quite honest. There's that Martian energy aspect to all of this. So let me see, Mars is in Aries, so it's a semi-sextile away from you. So if it's squaring Saturn, then your Taurus aspect will be trining Saturn, depending on what the orb is. So there really is a chance to build a whole new structure here, to start a whole new cycle, and not be drawn into just rehashing and repeating the same old cycle. Okay, so if this means anything to you, Taurus, comment down below. Obviously, like, share, subscribe if you would please. I'm very grateful for all those who have already. It really does help the channel. And yeah, that's it. I will see you in your monthlies. Cheers.